Welcome to another episode of It Had to Be Said podcast, where we say out loud what you think in private. No topic is off limits. And in today's podcast, we want to talk about the people that are academically smart but socially dumb. The reason why I'm bringing up this topic is because our last episode that we posted, which was episode number 39, we talked about prom and high school graduation and how everything is going crazy. And I thought that was just going to be it. I thought we saw everything. But once again, not all schools graduate at the same time. And so we have another video that has gone viral of a young lady who decided to hit a split. And while she hit that split, she bounced like 3 times the same way a stripper do when they're in the strip club. And she did this on stage when accepting her ceremonial certificate at her graduation. Since the video has gone viral, the young lady's gone on several news outlets and even posted online saying that, she should get her high school diploma because the school is holding it from her and saying that they are going to revoke her high school diploma because of what she did, right? Now, here's the thing. You could be academically smart, but you can be socially dumb. And it's just part of life. I think our God is a fair God and a just God. He's never really going to give anyone the whole package. We're always going to be lacking in something, right? And it brings me back to the story of the young lady from, I believe it was FAMU, which is a university down here in Florida. Their school mascot is a snake, I believe a cobra. And this young lady, I believe she graduated top of her class, if not the top 3 of her class. And she decided she was going to pose naked next to a statue of the school mascot. And she was graduating with her master's degree at the time. And the university decided, we are going to go ahead and revoke your master's degree because of what you did. She had to get a lawyer and she had to fight in order to get her master's degree from the university. Now, as smart as this girl is, right, I decided before I did the podcast to do a follow-up on her. And on her profile on Instagram, she has that she's a therapist and she's a doctorate, right? So did she go online or go somewhere and get a doctorate degree? I'm not sure. But that's what she has there posted on her Instagram. But when you look at the pictures on Instagram, it's nothing but half nude pictures and, practically being naked. So my thing is, if you are that smart academically and you make such bad social decisions, like, what do you think your chances of succeeding are? Some people think that their chances of success in society is based off of their academic knowledge. It's not true. It's your ability to play the game. If you look at some of the most successful people in the world, they have basic high school, degrees. Some of them may have a college degree. But there are very few people who have master's and doctorate degrees that are multi-billionaires. Okay? These are not the industry makers, shakers and makers. And it's really been like that since, the beginning of the modern age, because a lot of people, they become very ignorant. No, I'm sorry, wrong set of words. A lot of people become very arrogant when they have like high academic, achievements. And they think that the rules of society don't necessarily apply to them. They think that their success in life is practically guaranteed. And they measure their goodness as a person based on that. And I'm not saying everyone, but there's a good majority of them that do. So if you're not able to balance your academic achievements and understand how to move properly in society, no matter how much of a good grade you have, no matter how much degrees you have, you're going to fail. You're going to fail in life, and it's going to be very hard for you. Like here at my office in our plaza, we had a maintenance guy. He had a degree in computer science. And he got his degree early on in the 90s where, computers were like really coming into play, and only thing he had to do was kind of go back and get recertifications on new updates and programs. But because he had a group of friends that were not achieving things to the level that he was achieving things, he socially he was held back because he was hanging out with people that were not trying to achieve more. Even though he had good grades, he had the certificates, he had the degrees, his motivation wasn't there, and he ended up doing maintenance at a building, cutting grass and doing other little things like that. And it is and I say this because I think us as parents, we need to have more conversations like this with our children and let them and use examples. Use real world examples and show our children, like, no matter how smart you are, if you're socially awkward or socially dumb, the chance that you're going to succeed in life is going to be very slim, and that degree may mean nothing to you. You got to know, which battles to pick. You need to sometimes, be nice to somebody who you completely dislike. You can't just speak your mind. You can't just keep it real and say whatever you want to say. And I don't know if I brought this up before, but I know I talk about this a lot with people around me. It's kind of like the Dave Chappelle show, the episodes where he has where keeping it real goes wrong. You could have such great or high achievements in your job, but if you decide to, be stupid or socially stupid and keep it real with something where you should just keep your mouth shut and not pick certain battles, you could lose everything. And there's a lot of people that has happened to. That's all I really have to say in regards to that. I'm not going to keep this podcast going too long. It's the beginning of summer. It's the end of the school year. I just want parents to do a better job as far as explaining things to their kids and letting them know that, your academic achievements don't mean everything if you don't know how to move properly in society. My name is Adley Telford. I'm your host of It Had to Be Said podcast. I post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.